Hello everyone, LSD here, and oh boy, do I have some good news for the Trump fans today. Um, so we're going to do a forecast based on my little bias error model of compared to the 2020 and 2016 elections. Before we get to that, let's go ahead and fill in the safe states for both Biden and Trump. I'm not if I don't have a forecast for any states, I'm just going to go ahead and mark the state down as how it went in 2020. So, yes, let's get to this. Whoops. Forgot to mark down Illinois as Democrat. There we go. All right, and we also have Colorado and New Mexico. So realistically, these are the floors for both candidates. Right now, the RCP average, Trump has a lead of 3.3. And if you take the average of the margin of error for both elections, 2016 and 2020, Trump currently has a 5-point lead in the popular vote. That's more than what Clinton had in 2016. So yeah, and then moving on to Arizona, the polls here have been historically pretty accurate. So Trump would currently have a 6.05 lead, marking it barely in the likely Republican column. Next is Georgia. Polls here are also pretty accurate. Trump 4.7 currently, and the bias actually is favored towards Democrats. That would drop it to a lean margin. Nevada, Trump 4.5 jumps to Trump 2.7 because polls here aren't great, but they're not completely awful. Wisconsin. So that goes to Trump on a lead margin as well. Michigan, Trump 2.0 means that Trump gets it by 4.5 points. So that will mark down Michigan as lean as well. Then moving on, currently in North Carolina, Trump is leading by 6.7 in the polls. Adjusted for bias, it goes to 8.59. That locks it down solidly as likely state. Pennsylvania, Trump 3.2, Trump 3.55. If you adjust for the bias, polls here are fairly accurate. That marks it down as lean. Wisconsin, this is my favorite one. Trump 2.0 in the current polls on RCP. Trump 8.6 if once you account for bias. It's a 6.6 bias on average between the 2 years. That marks this Rust Belt state as likely. Pretty good. It would be a pretty good outcome for Trump. Minnesota currently would be Biden +2. That would be a lean margin. Almost dropping to tilt, but not quite. Virginia, Biden's currently winning here by 2.2, but if you adjust for bias, Trump barely wins it by a tilt margin. However, I do think that it's more than likely that Trump doesn't win Virginia, although it's not out of the question, in my opinion. New Hampshire currently is Biden +3. Actually, no, I think I need to redo that. I'll be back in a minute. Never mind. The 3.0 is correct. So, but and if you adjust for the bias, it goes down to Biden 1.8. So that's a lean margin for Biden. And then we get to the two big boy red states. Texas currently is Trump 0.9. If you adjust for bias, that's Trump 10.15. That's almost a likely, or almost a safe state, but not quite. And then Florida currently is Trump 7.6. If you adjust for bias, that is 10.1. Also almost a safe margin, but not quite. And then there are no current polls in the RCP aggregate for Nebraska's second, so I'm just going to be generous to Biden and give it to him on a lean margin. So, yes, that is the current state of the margin of error for all of these for all these states and whatnot. This is not my official prediction. Thank you all for watching. LSD out.